we on?
You on?
Welcome to a brand new episode of Butterfly Black Hat. I'm your host, Emily, along with Truth and Jeff. That was like, I was waiting for a, you know. But anyway, happy Pride Month. Want to give a special shout out to the LGBTQ squared, IP to the third, 2S, double A, plus minus CH. Now, I had some time to think about this. I think we need to add S squared. So for two S's. Why? Because some people may not want to be called, you know, or celebrate cisgender pride, or they don't want to be known as heterosexuals. They may want to be known as straight.
Good Lord.
We're going to find a way to use all the letters of the alphabet, okay? So I'm thinking we need to add S for straight, because some people may want to say, I'm straight. I'm not hetero. I'm straight.
So what's the difference in straight and hetero? I only like girls sometimes. What the hell? I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, you have bisexual in there.
Yeah, but that's not sometime. That's all the time. See the difference?
How is that all the time? Sometimes you either like a guy or sometimes you like a girl. Sometimes you're binary, sometimes you're not.
Well, no, it's both times, because I could be with a guy and still like a girl. That's all the time.
Anyway, I'm looking out for the straight people, so I'm just trying to be all-inclusive. Again, happy Pride Month. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms of Atlanta signed an administrative order to transform more than 100 city-owned restrooms to all-gender use.
Cool.
Now, she's not running for re-election in 2022. This current project is going to cost less than $20,000 and should be completed by June 28th. Now, it's said that the LGBTQ has been subjected to systemic inequities and barriers to opportunity as a result of systemic inequities.
Okay.
Got it? Oh, that was a tongue tie. So I guess the LGBTQ community feels some type of way about bathrooms.
Well, yes. Remember, they couldn't use the male or female bathrooms.
So this is really for the transgenders.
I mean, a lot of this stuff comes up for transgenders. That's
so
where
this is to make the
tends to be
transgenders feel better. Personally, I don't like public
thing.
restrooms, so you won't see me making a big deal about it because I go before I leave the house, and I just wait. I'm just skeeved out by public restrooms. I've seen some things, and that's just not what I need in my life.
Okay.
But if you are confused and you feel some type of way about a bathroom, then don't worry, because in Atlanta, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms has you covered.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think the new mayor will change that?
Depends if it's a Democrat. If it's a Democratic mayor, no. If it's a Republican mayor, yes.
Okay.
Just like with the sports. I think it's Wisconsin who's put a ban on transgenders, transgender girls playing in female sports, as you should, because you were born a male, you have more strength than a woman. So why would you play in a female sport?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make history, take your transgender female self and play on a boys sport. Be the first female athlete on a boys sport, right? On a boys team. What's wrong with that? Are we all about making history?
Well, then, wouldn't.
Who's paying for it? That's what I want to know.
Who's paying for what?
This brand new restrooms that have to be put up, and
it's under $20,000. Why are you upset over the cost?
That $20,000 to go towards a school, to pave a road in the hood that got 5 trillion potholes.
Excuse me, Truth. Are we on the same page here? Like, what is wrong with you? First of all, this is her last term in office.
Yes.
She's not running for re-election. She's not worried about the roads or schools or anything broken. She's all about change and flowing with the way the society is going right now. She's not worried about people being shot up in the streets of Atlanta. She's not worried about little kids getting shot in the head just, driving, their parents trying to make a U-turn, and all the violence that's occurring daily in her streets. No, she wants to make sure that transgenders get to use the bathrooms.
Which makes absolutely no sense. Because no matter what you are, you either have a vagina or a vagina likeness, or a penis likeness.
What the hell is a penis like or vagina like?
Well, I'm saying, for the ladies that they turn male, they extend the click out. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
so they turn it into a vagina.
Right. They invert it or
Yeah.
they pull it out. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, you have a likeness of either this or that.
Yeah.
So
I just
at the end of the
can't imagine not having a
day,
vagina.
you either want to sit down or stand up.
Well, see, that's the thing. If you're transitioning, you're going to the other gender. So let them use the girls' room. I mean, if it's a male going to a female, well, let them use the boy. Would that bother you? As being the only female here, would that bother you?
What bother me?
I'm transitioning, and you're in the ladies' room doing your business, and here I come in the ladies' room to do my business. Would that bother you?
Honestly, as an adult, no.
But that's how I take it. Let them go to the bathroom.
As an adult, no. My only, and I continue to stand by this, my only concern are my children. And when I say my children, I'm talking about all children. The children is what I'm more focused on because they need protection. And they don't have the protection. I don't want them going into, that's why I said as an adult. I don't want them going into a bathroom that's for everybody. And yet you have somebody who's supposed to be transitioning into something else. But a lot of these people will take this opportunity if they're pedophiles, or they're perverts, whatever. They're going to take that opportunity that's how they get their prey and stalk people. Why not?
But then again, I mean, that's what's really the percentage of that happening in a restaurant, and especially somebody like you who doesn't like public restrooms. So I assume just your children at the time, you ain't gonna be like, yeah, freely go to McDonald's bathroom. I'm not going, but you go.
There are some
You know what I
bathrooms that
mean?
are locked. So
I'm
okay
just
with
saying
that
anything.
because you need a key to get in, and I'm okay with that. But I think that if you're gonna have public restrooms,
because when it comes down to the pervertness of it, they scope them at school when nobody's around.
they do.
That's where they get
But
picked
you're
up.
talking about a lot of kids do go to these restrooms if they go by themselves or
Right.
they go in pairs. But who's there to protect them? They could come out running and say, "Mommy, mommy, you see this guy or this woman out here doing stuff like, or that's this woman pulled out her penis." Little kids know the difference. But listen, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, if this is what you need to get through the day, and this is how you want to solve the inequities for the LGBTQ, because there's so much going on in this world, like everything else going on in Atlanta, that you need to focus on. But the bathroom situation was such a big crisis. Hands down to you. Well-deserved. Job well done. Okay. I'm really curious as to who's going to take over Atlanta and what they do, because Atlanta, y'all got issues. I mean, everybody has issues. Everywhere you go, every town has issues. Every city has issues. But when are y'all going to get somebody in office to actually resolve an issue? Like, resolve something. You have crime that's out of control. And we're worried about bathrooms? Have at it. But anyway, like I said, happy LGBTQ squared, IP to the third, 2S, double A, plus minus CH.
That shit is like a calculus equation. Sitting
That's
there.
right. But we're going to use every letter in the alphabet.
Like you discovered time travel.
No, somebody did say something about time travel. Like, we actually do time travel. If we go to a different state in a different time zone, that is time traveling.
Oh,
or if we
Lord.
go out of the country, that is time traveling because you move forward and you go back.
Okay.
So technically, that is kind of time travel.
That's a reach, but sure. Sure. Right. Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So, to continue with Pride Month, because I don't want y'all to lose focus. This is important. This is what every TV network, they're changing their colors to show pride. Everybody got pride. Did you, and this is for you and Truth, did you guys add your pronouns to your IG profiles yet?
No.
I shouldn't have to answer that.
Yo.
Well, you can if you want to. If you want people to, know who you are and, identify your pronoun, you can change it on IG if that matters to you.
Oh my Lord.
In keeping up with Pride Month, so I read an article where in Philadelphia, the Supreme Court sided with the Catholic adoption agency that turned away a same-sex couple. So, a same-sex couple wants to adopt a child.
Mm-hmm.
They want to show love. Okay? There's nothing wrong with adoption. Kids need a home.
Mm-hmm.
Go at it. If you pass a background check, go at it. If you got the money, go at it.
Mm-hmm.
So, there are a lot of different adoption agencies out there. Okay? And they could have gone to any adoption agency out there.
Okay.
But because this is Pride Month and because we are trying to make a statement everywhere we go, we can't just go to any old adoption agency. We should be accepted by everybody. So we're going to go to the Catholic adoption agency. Now, the Catholic adoption agency was trying to figure out why y'all was there. Because if you didn't get the memo, they was Catholic. They don't believe in all that. So they done turned you away. So, knowing that they were going to turn you away, the same-sex couple decided that they was going to be upset. Now, they could have avoided being upset had they gone to any other agency that was non-Catholic. But no, they have a right. Just because they're a same-sex couple, they can go and adopt from anywhere. Now, if you know the Catholic Church, you already knew that was a no-no. They don't do that. So, the Supreme Court said, no, they have a right to turn you away, okay, because it interferes with their religion. Why should any religion take a step back just to support your what do I want to say? Your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay? Why did you feel the need to insert yourself into the Catholic adoption agency to make a change? To make a change for who? That's just like if the Jewish had their own adoption agency, the Jewish adoption agency. And really they only want Jewish people to adopt other Jewish kids. Well, that's fine. They want to make sure that the Jewish kids are in Jewish homes. That's fine. Who else is going to teach them about their culture? I understand that. Just like Catholics, they believe that, that same-sex lifestyle is not appropriate. So they don't want kids to be in a home of same-sex couples. Well, that's their right. Okay, just like it's your right to love who you want to love, right? We're saying that Pride Month. We're saying that it's just your right to love who you want to love. Go right ahead. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury. I'm not God. Y'all do what you want to do. Just don't be harming these kids. Can same-sex couples adopt? Absolutely. You have same-sex couples that actually give birth. Now we found out that a woman can be a man and give birth. Because she's a woman, but she's a man. It is what it is. Tomorrow, Jeff will decide he's going to be a monkey, and he may decide he want to give birth and poop out of his behind a brand new monkey. I don't know. But we can do that in this society. We can do that in this world. But the audacity of you going to a Catholic organization and getting mad at the Catholic organization because they told you no makes no sense to me. So, what is it going to take? Is this where we're coming to? Is it coming to the point where every organization, no matter what you feel, what you believe, you have to accept every single thing that's out there? Like, on the job, you have to accept that Truth is now a woman, and his name is no longer Truth, it's Originality. Okay? You have to refer to her as Originality.
Okay.
All right? Now, you go to work. You saw Truth yesterday as Truth, a whole man, and now today he's Originality. All right? She says, I'm now Originality. Please refer to me as Originality. Okay?
Okay.
You said, all right, but can you get me the spreadsheet? Because that's all you really care about because you got a deadline.
Right.
All right. So for the whole week, he comes in here with pantyhose and everything, and she's now a she. Okay? The next week, she decided she was going to be white because Truth is black, but now she is now white. So now it's time for the census. No longer is originality truth, but originality is now white. So not a male, a black male, but now a white female. So now she's going to check off that she's white, Caucasian, and now we don't know what they're going to do with the genders, but for right now, she's now a female, okay? That's the following week. Then, on Ides of March, Truth walks in as Truth because he got over that hump, and now he wants to be Truth again. Now, who needs therapy? Does Truth need therapy, or do we need therapy for all the changes that Truth done put us through? Because 1 minute Truth was this way. Then Truth decided to be a woman. Then Truth said, I'm no longer black. I look black, but I'm white on the inside. Because remember, according to Dr. Phil, the fake doctor on CBS, he said whatever your brain thinks is what you are. So if Truth in his head thinks that he is a woman and he's a white woman, then we are to take him as a white woman. My whole point in saying all that. Why do we all have to believe in everything? Like, why are we all subjected to everybody else is crazy? So the Catholic Church can't just be the Catholic Church. If the Catholic Church said no, why are we forcing the Catholic Church to say yes? If the Jewish say no, they mean no. So why do we hold the Jewish up here but everybody else down here? Because they're not going to say yes. They're going to keep saying no. And then you're going to leave them alone. But the Catholic Church y'all keep messing with. Because I guess maybe some of y'all sex couples used to be Catholic and you want to be accepted. But if you know that they don't believe in that, then again, why are you approaching them, asking them to make changes when you know that's not going to happen? Now you don't cause the whole lawsuit for what? That's just like that couple who decided they wanted to get married, same sex. They went to a bakery. The bakery said they don't believe in that, so they weren't going to bake a cake. There's 5 million bakeries, but y'all got mad at this one because they didn't accept you.
Right.
So now is the practice of turning people away a problem?
Yes.
So you're
Unfortunately,
saying now, as a business owner, you can't turn nobody away. You have to service people.
Now in business and state law, you have the right to refuse. That's why the church had the right to refuse. Well, I don't want to say the church, the adoption agency, Catholic adoption agency had the right to refuse.
Okay.
That's fine. You know, they can refuse whatever, or based off of whatever the criteria that they set forth.
Okay.
Same way with anything else. But it's just the publicity that comes with it. Now, the question should be asked, why didn't they want to go to that? Because they want a certain type of child.
What kind of child do you want? You can't just get a kid.
If you could not have children and you weren't in the thing of grabbing somebody's egg or somebody's child, wouldn't you select the child you want? And you know where I'm going.
The Catholic adoption agency has special kids. Like what are we talking about?
You,
They got
you
some
know
special
where
kids?
I'm going. They have. There's less you and me's in the Catholic adoption agencies, and a lot more of the Billies and Marissas, you know, that come from broken, clean homes. I guess they want to put it that way.
A couple was looking for a payday. There's no
that too. Now that's a big one.
It's no way to like separate it. Now, Butterfly brought up 2 different situations. You pretty much, Butterfly, I'm usually drop gems. Butterfly just gave y'all a great opportunity to learn how to sue, okay? So, how to sue and how not to sue. So, again, you don't go to a Catholic church knowing it's against their religion and their practice.
Right.
And knowing the most feared thing in government right now, other than the LG community, is religion. Still the only faction that does not pay taxes. And they ain't going nowhere near it. Many times as they think they're going to mess with them, they get shut down big time. So you're not going to agency who you know doesn't believe in that because of religious purposes to sue. Obviously, you're not going to get that off. But what you could get off is going to the Jewish adoption agency and saying you want to adopt, and they say no because you are black. Now, racism is not supported by any law. So there you have a proper lawsuit. Now, even if you went to a Catholic and you 2 black couples, same sex, and you wanted to adopt a white boy. Oh, sorry, white child. And they said no because of your race. Major lawsuit. Those lawsuits start at $250,000, just to start.
Oh, 250. Let me write that down.
So that's the difference between those two situations right there. So I believe that couple knowingly thought, okay, we ain't gonna get a child, but let's go get a couple of dollars. Let's make headlines. And usually when people make headlines or they're going through some kind of situation, next thing you know, GoFundMe, $500,000, $1 million.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I got 12 black kids for you right here. Come on. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that couple was deliberately going out there trying to start some mess.
There we go. Happy Pride Month. I was gonna save this for next week, and I'll go into this a little bit deeper next week. But did you know all of the Pride flags?
No.
What do you mean all
I
the
thought it was
flags?
Okay, so there's more than one. There are a lot of different Pride flags. We have one that's in Philadelphia. It's called the Philadelphia's People of Color Inclusive Flag.
Wow.
Is that just for Philly people?
It was created in 2017 in Philadelphia to give representation to Black and brown people in the LGBTQ community and the unique challenges they face. So not only, are we being discriminated against white people, but we're being discriminated in the LGBTQ community. I just thought that they were all grouped into one, but apparently Black and brown people are facing issues with the white folks.
Oh, that ain't never gonna change. I don't care what you call yourself. Okay. Yeah.
So these colors from the top to the bottom. It's a flag with horizontal lines from the top to the bottom. So you have black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple.
It's the rainbow flag in a different order.
Yeah,
no.
What you mean no? I'm telling you what the flag is. Then they have a queer people of color flag. Now this is from top to bottom, same way. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Is it purple or violet? It would be purple, right?
I thought it was
Purple, but it has a black and brown fist in the middle because they're the queer people. So these must be your brothers and sisters with the afros. They have a lot of different flags. They have the bisexual flag, which is a big pink, purple, and blue. Bisexuality can be defined a few different ways depending on who you ask in the community. Happy Pride Month. We're going to touch on that more next week because we want to have pictures for you all, and we want to do a whole big, educational session on the flag. So that way, next time it's Pride Month, we can celebrate in style. Maybe we'll even come up with our own straight flags. That's your homework assignment. Come up with your own straight flag for next show.
Oh,
Okay.
simple. Just make a white flag. There you go. And just put black lines going through the shit. Like, oh, there you go.
We're going to come up with our own flags.
Come on.
Guys, yes, we have to because this is Pride Month. We want to take pride in the fact that we're all a part of the community, to be honest with you, because I added C for cisgender because we're all cisgender. H is for the hetero pride. We're all heterosexuals. And I even added an S because we may want to be called straight.
That is crazy.
And remember, I even added an extra P to the third for pets.
I'm just
because
mad.
Pets are celebrating pride too because some of them are gay.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
So happy Pride Month. So last week we were talking about versus battle. Did anybody watch the versus between Trina and Eve?
I did not.
I mean, I already put it out there. That's not something that I would be willing to see.
Okay, I didn't watch it either. So this recap is brought to you by Truth Vibe TV. Thank you.
Made no sense to put them two against each other.
I wanted to do a lot of hits because I don't even hear people a lot of going off of it.
I totally forgot about it. I saw a snippet. I wasn't interested. And
I mean, the only song Trina can do that would really, I mean, there are two songs, A Bad Chick and You Don't Know. But and that was with Trick, and her and Trick aren't communicating right now. They're not.
No, he was there.
Network?
Oh, he was there.
He was there.
Oh, okay. They must have patched
He
that
was
up.
there, but they weren't in the same room though.
But I thought, aren't they on the same radio show
Oh,
in Miami?
oh, I don't know. Maybe.
They have a
I thought
radio
they had a
show
radio show
together,
together.
right?
I thought they had one.
I don't
together.
know. Last I knew that they were at odds. Now they could have patched it up.
No, of
But
course.
like if you, I'm serious. If you're saying Trina, if I don't hear, you don't know.
He was there. He was there though.
I gotta hear that.
He was there, but they weren't in the same room though. They did that Zoom.
Now Eve had a
type
lot of
conference.
hits.
Yeah. It was all right. I mean, it appeared okay from the little bit I saw, but nobody was throwing out numbers like, "Yo, we shut down the internet again."
Not with
And
that
I was
one.
like,
Not with that one.
I didn't hear that part.
yeah, I was like, nah.
Okay. So, along with Pride Month, today is June 19. And today we are celebrating Juneteenth, aka Freedom Day. So happy Freedom Day to everybody, because saying Juneteenth is kind of like we're back in slavery times and we don't speak like that no more. But you know what? Do what makes you feel better, okay? We're all this Pride Month. Celebrate who you are. Celebrate how you want to say happy Juneteenth, aka Freedom Day. Many people are revealing statues of George Floyd. They're popping up everywhere in New York, in Minneapolis, in Newark, New Jersey. On Wednesday, the mayor revealed a 700-pound bronze statue. And this was to inspire people who see it to become active in the struggles that are happening right here in Newark. I'm sorry, active in their struggles, in the struggles that are happening right here in Newark. Sorry. It's a big statue. It's only going to be there in front of his office for a year. Okay. Some people are yay. Some people are like, what? One person quoted saying, George was never visited Newark, New Jersey, so why is there a statue there? Should the statue be in Newark, or should the statue be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where he was killed? Here's the thing. I get it. I understand, the whole uprising, Black Lives Matter, everything that has happened. But at the same time, I want us to focus on the things that are going on in our city. Everybody is jumping on the what's happening right now because it's popular. A lot of people are becoming gay because it's popular. Okay? Next thing we'll hear on the news, Kim Kardashian and Alani are now a couple because it's popular. It's a way to bring more attention to you. You know what I mean? Why? Because Kim is getting divorced, and now Lala is getting divorced. Kim wants to spend time with somebody who wants to watch the same shows as she does. She has everything she could possibly have. And she just wants someone to settle down with. Now Lala's gotten this dude off her back. They're hanging around every single day. Why do I bring that up real quick? Because I've said a lot of things on the show, and they've come out to be true. So I'm wondering if this is going to come out to be true, too. So if not for nothing, you heard it from me first. Anyways, so this statue. We have had so many things going on in Newark. There are killings almost every single day.
Okay.
Somebody being shot. Okay? And yet, here we got a statue that I really don't think needs to be in Newark. The artist who put it together, congratulations. But again, I don't see the point. Because I'm thinking, well, we got people losing their homes, people being evicted. You have a homes crisis, affordable homes crisis going on right now. How is that statue going to help any of this stuff? People are sitting here smiling, taking pictures with George.
Question: was it a Newark or artist who did this?
I don't think he's a Newark artist.
That's what I thought. That's why I thought they put it there, because he was from, he's from or did stuff in the city.
He's an artist.
That's the only reason
who
I thought.
Donated the statue.
Yeah.
It's only going to be there for a year. The issue is, I don't see the point of the statue even being there, because again, you're talking about a man who died by a police officer who was just rotten, corrupted officer, period. Okay? who probably would have done that to anybody. All right? He was in his feelings. He had a whole crowd. Y'all wasn't going to tell him what he can and cannot do. Point blank. Then we turned this into a whole race thing. Okay? We still haven't figured out how to get rid of the dirty cops. So we're going to put a statue and reveal other statues all over the country with George's face on it. But we still haven't solved how to get rid of dirty cops. Since George has been killed, since his death, how many more people have been killed by the police?
Uncountable amounts. Like literally, no joke, but yeah, a lot.
We still haven't figured that out yet. Okay? Yet we had time to put an executive order for the Asians who were getting punched out in the street because of the coronavirus. And even after that executive order, how many times have we seen people being killed and slaughtered by the police? Harmed, injured, all that. We had time to make Juneteenth a federal holiday, but we don't have time to figure out how to prevent cops or make cops pay for killing black people. But we got time to make Juneteenth a federal holiday because that means something to who? Now, again, I understand if it means something to the people in Texas. That makes sense to me because that's where it originated, correct?
Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense in Texas. We had the George Floyd bill. Did that get signed?
In Congress?
Mm-hmm.
Did it get signed? I'm not sure. Doubt it.
But we got time for June 19th to become a federal holiday. We have time to reveal all of the George Floyd statues. Will anybody wake up and realize the scam? I'm sorry this man lost his life.
What?
But that should have been an uprising to say, you know what? Throw the whole police force away, start over. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Throw it all away and start over. There are some people who actually want to become police officers because they believe in it. Great. I just don't need you to be corrupt. So start at the top, get rid of your corrupt folks, and put some real folks up in there that are not corrupt. And they only get a term of how many times? I don't know. Replace them. Revolving door. Okay? Rotate people. But we have time for everything but. Y'all not mad yet? But you'll take it. Now you're talking about reparations. Now y'all want to get New Jersey to give out reparations to black folks.
What's wrong with that?
Y'all want to have a committee formed for reparations. We're still talking about reparations? We still haven't figured out how to keep people safe from the cops. And many of you that get in trouble with the cops, some of y'all cause that on yourselves. Some of y'all just don't listen when a cop simply says, just stop. And then you have the hothead cops who don't give an F. They just go out and do what they do, right? Those are the ones that we're trying to stop because those are the ones that have no shame. They're okay with killing people. Why? Because they know they're protected. Who's going to stop them? They're the police. Have you seen Black and Blue? That movie with Tyrese? And the officer who witnessed cops shooting unarmed black kids? And then they were hunting her because she had the body cam on. Okay? They done told her turn the whole force against her. She was about to die. Until they revealed the body cam and they saw that she was innocent. Come on now. They got protection everywhere. Better yet, you know what's a good example? What's that movie with Samuel L. Jackson?
Negotiator.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's the perfect example.
Yeah.
Now, he was working with them thinking they were all friends, buddies. You see how quickly they can turn on you in a heartbeat. If you've never seen The Negotiator, that was the movie. Back in 2000 whatever, that was the movie. That was when Samuel was at his prime because he had a movie after movie after movie, okay? And that was like his I want to say that was more like his breakout because he was like the star. Okay?
Well, he was the second, but star in there. I get you. You know
He
the
was the
other guy
second?
was
Who?
the white guy, the one who was on pedophilia now.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey.
Kevin, but he wasn't really the star.
He was the star of the
No,
movie.
he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
I don't think of Kevin Spacey as the star. I think of him as the second to Samuel. Samuel was.
He was the first lead, and what's his name was the second. Because they
I
brought
saw
him
that
in.
as the opposite.
I hope so.
I'm sorry. It was
Yeah.
to me, The Negotiator will always be his movie.
Mm. It's good.
Funny thing you mentioned about Kevin Spacey. Didn't his accuser commit suicide?
I'm
Believe
not
so.
sure. Did he? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I don't know, but he got a new movie coming out. So he about to be A-okay. He about to hit them rolls.
Well,
he
I
about to
guess
hit
if,
them
your
rolls.
if your accuser commits suicide, there's no accuser, then you can go back to what you was doing.
I mean, at least he know his gender.
Well, listen.
What you want?
Listen, happy Pride Month. Happy Freedom Day for everybody that's celebrating with all the cookouts and all the pop-up shops. Have fun at it, but don't forget that we still have issues that have not yet been resolved, and yet I feel like we're all being distracted again. So when something else happens to the Asians and they get a bill or something passed for them, don't complain. But since we're talking about Juneteenth, there's a woman by the name Candace Owens.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a conservative, and she speaks her mind and unapologetically does so in her own way. And I like that about her because she doesn't really take anything back and she doesn't hold back, and I appreciate that. Because a lot of times people are afraid to say what they want to say, and then when they do say something, they always got to apologize. And I'm like, well, you said what you said. You know what I mean? Why are you apologizing? If it's a chance to be educated, be educated. But other than that, if you meant what you said it. You know? Just like Chrissy Teigen. Honey, you want to go to Oprah for what? To repair your status in Hollywood? You said what you said. You can't repair that. There's no apologies. You said what you said. You're only apologizing because you got caught. And people aren't taking it anymore. People are just putting your business out there and shining the light on you. All right, but let's go back to Candace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Candace because you single-handedly were the one who brought up Chrissy Teigen, cancel Chrissy Teigen. So Candace is probably like your worst nightmare. But back to Juneteenth. Candace tweeted, Juneteenth is so lame. Democrats really need to stop trying to repackage segregation. I'll be celebrating July 4th and July 4th only. I'm American. First of all, I'm okay with adding extra federal holidays because if I can get the extra day off, I'm good with that. Okay. I don't look at it as repackaging segregation so much. There are people out there, black people, who have been championing to make it a federal holiday. So it's not just Democrats. It's a lot of other people, other groups that were championing for this to become a federal holiday. So that's where you're wrong on that. Now, if you choose to celebrate July 4th, honey, go ahead and knock your socks off. But remember, we were slaves when July 4th was happening.
Yes.
Okay? Because I remember watching Alex Haley's Queen. Shout out to the late, great Alex Haley. Queen was my favorite movie. Now, he had roots, but when Queen came on, and I remember I was like a young girl, and it was in 3 parts. I think it came on NBC, and that's the network.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was with my mom, my grandma, and my grandpa. We were in the basement, and it was like a family thing. We watched it because it was like 2 hours each day. All right, so 2 for 6 hours total, the whole movie. And I mean, they had Jasmine Guy from A Different World. Honey, it was star-studded. Halle Berry played Queen. And I, till this day, say she should have gotten an Oscar for that because that was her best performance in her whole career, was playing Queen.
Whoa.
We can have a debate about that later.
Yes.
But I'm saying, to me, that was her best performance, playing Queen.
Okay.
All right? So, I watched it because my grandfather told me to watch it because it was history. All right? Now, I recognize the people that were in there, and every single time I would watch it without a problem because it was one of my favorite movies. So, there was a part in Queen, and it was in the first part 1, part 2, part 3. Part 1, it was a slave story with her mother, and then her mother getting pregnant by the master's son because they had a relationship, and that's when Queen was born. Up until Queen was raised in a big house, and then the second part I think is when Queen became a teenager, and then the third part is when she met Alex Haley's grandfather.
Okay. I vaguely remember so long ago.
Oh, okay. So go back and watch it. That and the Book of Negroes. The Book of Negroes was good too. All right, but go back to Queen.
Okay.
So in the first part, the slaves, they had the outhouses.
Mm-hmm.
So it was July 4th, and they had the fireworks. And all the slaves were out there, and it was like, the time where they didn't have to do anything. The master let them enjoy the fireworks. And so they would be like, ooh, ooh. And Queen's mother got visited from, the boyfriend because he was supposed to be marrying some other girl. But, that was his love. That was his heart. That was his everything. He didn't care about her being black, but he just couldn't be with her like that. But they were watching fireworks. So what I'm saying is, July 4th, we were slaves watching fireworks.
Yes.
All right. So everybody's most hated rapper, Azalea Banks. She came back to respond to Candace Owens, and this is what she said.
Oh.
You ready?
Yeah.
According to this logic, on July 4th, 1776, you would still be enslaved, most likely on the verge of starvation due to all of America's food supply having been prioritized for the war.
Yes.
While you hand sew American flags and struggle to wet nurse some depressed 24-year-old white widow's sickly child until your nipples are chapped and dry, whereafter you will be whipped by her 80-year-old uncle for your own malnourishment and inability to produce milk. Then sent to toil over a wood-burning stove, blistering your hands while forced to make a peasantly meal of biscuits and gravy. You will be watched closely by her irate, sunburned, and whiskey-soaked 80-year-old uncle to be sure you do not sneak a single biscuit or fingerful of rooks to yourself. After you've watched everyone eat, you will be sent to do the cleaning up. Your last task will be brushing the stressed and balding white widow's hair to prepare her for sleeping bonnet, a deep rest in her comfortable canopy bed. Next, your final descent down the stairs and out the back door, where you proudly sleep on a bed bug-infested pile of hay in a 6x4 cabin you share with 4 other slaves. Happy Independence Day.
Love that way.
You look, yo, I got to give it to Azalea. She's a little kooky sometimes, but she should write a book because she can really go on her words. Good.
So are we accepting her back in the culture?
You reaching, but
yeah, on that one. She's just still a crazy
good
aunt.
one,
But I gave you that one, yeah.
So Azalea, I just
That was you know what? Because I would love to hear what's the name rebuttal that.
she hasn't said anything. And
Of course not.
Closely.
Of course
she
not.
hasn't said anything, and it's shocking to me. And here's my thing, Candace, I like you, because I like how you speak, and I like that you're not afraid to say what's on your mind. I wish a lot more people would speak their minds. But there are some things you just don't need to say. Like, I think you say it for shock value, but you really don't, because it doesn't help for you to say, I'm an American, I'm going to celebrate July 4th.
Right.
And then that just leaves the door open for people to attack you. And you know what they're going to attack you on. They're going to attack you on your hair. They're going to attack you on the fact that you married a white European. You know this. I wouldn't attack you on that because I feel like love is love. So if you fall in love with a white man, all right, you fell in love with a white man. Guess what? Now Alex Haley's queen. The white man fell in love with the slave. Produced queen. I'm just saying.
But you got,
Queen gave, I'm sorry, hold on real quick. Queen gave birth to Simon. Simon had a child. His name was Alex. Go ahead.
No, I was saying what happens in situations like that. Candace would have had a rebuttal if Cardi B said it with the uneducated comeback.
Right.
But the fact that Azalea, and shout out to her publicity team for coming up with that for Because we know she ain't write that. I ain't never hear her speak
Damn,
like
you ain't
that
gonna give it a
before.
credit?
Hey!
Yeah, no, I ain't never heard her speak like that ever in life. But shout out to her publishing team for putting that well together. Because, like, when you come up with something like that, and I don't want to compare this, like, really, but it's kind of like the similarity where a lot of times when the white commenters try, reporters try to get Michael Jordan tied up with words.
Right.
And the fact that he was well-educated black man, they couldn't do it. They had to stop doing it. But the fact that this young lady came at her with her own words in her own way, there's no way to rebut that. But like I said, if there was a Cardi B with that head popping, tap your head, scratch your head, and what I'm saying and all the other stuff, she would have been able to. So shout out to her team, man, because that was a wonderful rebuttal.
Absolutely. So shout out to the Azalea Banks team. Kudos to y'all.
We both
What
know
did
she
you
ain't
come up
write
with
that.
next? What?
We all know she ain't write that. I'm sorry.
He said it.
I ain't trying to take no shots at her, but I ain't never heard her speak like that ever.
So changing the tone again. Happy Pride Month. Happy Freedom Day. Cancel culture. Now, a while ago, there's a reality star from the fame Love and Hip Hop, Erica Mena, who's married to Safari
Yes.
Samuels, most notably known for being with Nicki Minaj. She's a rapper, for those that don't know. They're going through a divorce. She's pregnant.
Again?
Wendy Williams
Mm-hmm.
basically was giving her some advice, saying that she needs to leave him and all this other stuff, and don't have him in the birthing room with you. Primarily because sometimes if you're already stressed out, there's no need to be stressed anymore. Like, you can't, like, for instance, I wasn't in a great relationship with my son's father.
Mm-hmm.
He went down south, quote, to get a job. We'll leave it at that. I said go. I was in labor. He wanted to be up here for the birth. I said absolutely not. Now, the reason why I didn't want him there, because if we had a situation where you caused harm to me and my unborn child, why would I want you in the actual room when I'm trying to give birth to said child?
Right.
So, no, I'm not going to make me feel uncomfortable. This is not a comfortable situation. So for her, Wendy was basically saying the same thing. You just need to learn how to co-parent, get out of this marriage, and move on with your life. So Erica didn't like what Wendy said. Erica took to Twitter and said, at this point, let's link up so I can beat your ASS.
Yeah.
Your ex-husband didn't do a good enough job. Now, Erica didn't really apologize, but she says that Wendy Williams was right in what she said. And she's trying to take her advice, so she's not as stressed, because apparently she's having complications with her pregnancy. And a lot of that comes from stress. That's why we tell people, relax. Remove yourself from a situation. Because you got to remember, as a pregnant woman, now, people, this is when you have a uterus and you have a baby inside you, and y'all become one. So when you're becoming one, everything that happens to you happens to that unborn child. Okay? So you have to be careful, especially the energy around you. You could just be talking to someone that could have an effect on everything that's going on internally. Even if you weren't pregnant, the people that are around you, period, can have an effect on you. You just have to watch the energy. If it's not good, walk away. Cancel culture. Why hasn't Erica been canceled?
I didn't know that she said that. I didn't hear a lot of noise that she said that about Wendy. Wendy didn't reply?
I have a problem with this line, your ex-husband didn't do a good enough job. There are women out there and men that are abused on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to even come out your mouth or even type something like that, you should have been canceled. I took offense to that because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, hold up, I was in an abusive relationship. Time out. Okay? While I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean? Like, if you and I got into a fight, the first thing out your mouth was gonna be like, oh, let me choke you out because your ex didn't do a good enough job. Excuse me? I want to be like B. I got away with my life. Okay? I did a Tina Turner and I ran for my life. Not just for myself, but for my unborn child. Nobody wants to be abused, number one. Nobody asked to be abused, okay? These people are sick, and you're even sicker to sit there and say something like that. I took so much offense to it, and I'm pretty sure other people who are survivors of abuse take offense to that. And again, I'm trying to figure out why your ass is not canceled. You should be, based off of that. Now, if you want to go have time and go to Oprah and do an interview and apologize, I could give two craps. But your behind should be suspended, stopped. Nobody should be dealing with you. For you to even say something like that. I don't care if you don't like a person. Nobody should ever wish harm on anybody, especially like that. So, what if her husband did beat her up? You think she deserves that? Did you watch the movie? Mentally, she was like done. But things that he did to her mentally? How dare you? That's sick. And you're raising a daughter, and you're talking about, I'm going to have 3 children, I'm so blessed. Really. Watch what you say. Because words are powerful. But you should be canceled, Erica Mena. You should be canceled. I might have to pull a Candace Owens. Like she's canceling Chrissy Teigen. And I might have to make the world aware that they need to cancel Erica Mena. I think we're tired of seeing you too. You need to go sit in a hole and think about the words that come out of your mouth. So for everybody who's ever been in an abusive relationship, cancel this heifer. I said it. I'll be on Twitter saying it some more. I'm going to be on social media saying it some more. Until you publicly apologize for what came out your mouth. And if you ever say it again, we're going to have words. I mean, you tell me. You tell me.
Tell you what.
What you have to first understand is, first you have to blame Sharif.
Who?
The husband. I forgot to do name.
Safari.
Safari. I apologize, homie.
For what?
Let me get to it. All right. Erica Mena is a very attractive woman. And she is good at one particular thing. And that attracts a lot of guys. If you ever saw the show, he was mesmerized by her. I mean, mesmerized. You could tell he had it out for her from day one. And Safari already has a good reputation of being able to dig deep.
And she's part of the LGBTQ, that equation team, too.
You have to understand, as far as Safari, this is the same woman who drop-kicked her 6'5" husband, baby daddy. I think they were married at the time. Now, Erica Mena is like 5-something. Right. Do you know how crazy you have to be to drop-kick somebody 6'4"? She has shown that she is mentally unstable for years. But because of the fact that she's very attractive, then she went to sin, and then her and sin back and forth. Now they back on guys. They left women alone. Again, this is a woman who is not mentally stable. The honeymoon stage is over. He didn't dug as deep as he can dig, and now you actually have to conversate with her. And once you get past the physicality of it, now you say, wow, look what I really have. I don't want that. Marriage later, 2 kids later, she's going to be digging in his pockets for the rest of his life. Yeah. And she'll move on to the next one. You know why? Because she's very attractive and she's good at that one thing.
But for all things considered equal, this has been her MO to do attacks like this.
Facts.
I'll give you the hormones is high, the baby and all that stuff. Whatever they say, stereotypical stuff with the women.
I don't care how
I'll give you.
Hormones are. I would
I'll
never
give
fix
you.
my mouth to say anything like that.
We don't know
anybody.
if you out of and you just
curse
out of
somebody,
it. Whatever
you curse somebody
yeah.
out in your life.
It's happened
because it was that
maybe
time
not
of
to
the
that
month.
extreme. But
Right.
you was like, I hope somebody beat you to death. No, but that's always been her MO. When she was messing with Joe, that was her MO, and they would get into it and go back. And he was like, "Yo, I was chilling and." She went cuckoo, and everybody's like, no, it's you. This is her MO. Because I watched that. I think it was Wednesday's episode, and that's why I said I didn't hear any other sites say anything about this. And for her to write something like that, what Wendy said was not that bad, and Wendy can get bad or imply bad. It wasn't that bad to warrant anything like that. That's the thing. She was like, well, I'm going to leave it. Girl, go and break up and be healthy for the baby and all that other jazz.
Right.
It's Nothing that would have warranted that. I hope your husband would have beat you. He should have beat you twice. Nothing. Nothing to warrant
Nothing.
that. But that's been her MO. That's why they liked her on Love and Hip Hop. That's why they liked her on the thing, because she was excitement. She was what they call a firecracker. You know what I mean? You light it, hit them 80, boom, and now everybody's fighting. This, what do you want from her? Do you want her to continue to do this so she can generate her own money? That's her style of income. We got to keep her the same way, right?
Well, then I guess we'll be canceling VH1 too, because then that means that you support what comes out of her mouth, and you support that it's okay for people to be abused. Don't we even have a month dedicated to domestic violence? This is disgusting.
Does that mean we should cancel Mona Scott because she supports all that
Heck yeah.
by having those people on there?
Listening,
I'm
you
just
gotta
asking.
speak up.
I'm just asking.
You
I'm
gotta
just saying.
speak up.
I'm just saying.
So then Mona Scott, you're going to get canceled too.
Because she's
because you support domestic violence. So that's how I see it.
Generates way too much money. Forget about that one.
Right.
Unfortunately,
She knows how.
Right.
She knows how. Here's what you have to understand about this United States. All right, Bill Cosby was good until he stepped out of line. Weinstein was good until he stepped out of line. You understand? Like, there are people who are in power
of course,
that you should not be saying things about. And when you do, they come for you. Ain't no way in hell Bill Cosby, 7 trillion years old, supposed to be up in jail like that.
Free Bill Cosby.
How you gonna say that? You just want a whole rant about people abusing or taking advantage of women.
It's all
what you
about.
look like?
Mona plays her role. She makes VH1 hundreds of millions of dollars by having minorities go on TV
Yes.
and have the non-melanated skin or light melanated skin culture sit there and say, look at those N-words. Or you sit there, you bring your child to the TV, don't ever be like that.
Wow.
We need, hey, like you brought up the whole monkey and zoo thing, right?
Yeah.
They're us watching us on the TV at the zoo, watching us do all the craziness and hair pulling. This one's jumping to 5,000 men, and they're just passing Laurie Harvey ass around like it's nothing.
Right.
And Michael B. Jordan, I lost a lot of respect for you on that one.
Right.
All these women out here, you went to that one.
Right.
But it's just more lines of, again, you're seeing it, hand over fist. Mona pay her role. She put that ratchet stuff out. She cashed her check. She shut her mouth.
Wow. Anyways, before we end the show, I spent my evening last night catching up on The Handmaid's Tale, the last episode, season finale of season 4.
Oh.
What the heck was that?
Fell apart, huh?
Huh?
It fell apart for you.
I'm watching people talk about, oh my gosh, I'm still shaking over the ending. It was so good. What the heck was that? You mean to tell me all y'all sat there in a room together, the writer's room, and that's what you came up with? The best part of the whole entire season was when the girls got hit by the train. All right?
Yo, that was like the 3rd episode. Whatever it was. I was like, now, really quick, before I gotta cut you off on that, check this out. That's lazy writing. You done cleared for half the characters. It was like, and then the train came, and then I'm down to 2. And I was like, wait, what?
I was like, wait a minute, time out. Where we going with this? You done killed all the damn handmaid tales. I mean, the handmaids. So,
Yeah,
where we go with this?
That was nuts.
Y'all done took us through some things. Now, it was all good until June stepped foot onto the Canadian soil. That's when it went downhill. All right. So I'm still confused as to why it ended the way it did. It was predictable. There was no shock. There was no awe. Okay? Like, it would have been better if she had attacked Serena and she took the baby from Serena. That would have been way better than what we saw. So you all got your revenge on Fred. All because of June, who's not even a strong character. She's weak as heck. I mean, she's not even...
Yeah. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead. Go ahead, Erica. Go ahead. Get it out. Get it out.
It's a very weak acting
Yeah.
for me. Okay? It's a lot of long pauses, staring into the camera.
Mm-hmm.
She comes home after she kills Fred, and her gang of girls kill Fred. And then she walks up the stairs. She goes to her baby, her daughter Nicole, and mind you, she's covered in blood. And then her husband comes in, and he sees her. He's having a dramatic fall down the side of the wall. And I'm like, you're weak. He's weak. He needs to go. If somebody had killed him off, I would have been happy. Okay? Because he serves no purpose to this show.
Really?
He is a weak man.
Why is he weak man? Because he's living in a civilized society, and his wife got all his PTSD from being in a war? Like,
and then you see her. She's like, I know. I'm going to leave. I want 5 minutes with her. 5 minutes with my daughter. And I'm thinking, so y'all ain't having a season 5 because I really don't know where you're going to go from this. Now, you talk about how you want to get your other daughter back. And then when you have an opportunity to get your daughter back, you don't take it. All you had to do was give the other Commander Lawrence, 8 of the kids that you took. Now, you done took a whole lot of kids. Just give him 8, and you get your daughter back. All right, the show was over for me by then. All right, bet. That's a good exchange. Half of those kids really haven't adjusted to life here. They only know the life back home. So there was no harm going to come to the kids. You get your daughter back.
No. The harm was the future harm. That's why she wants to get her first daughter back. Did you not? You didn't get that?
What you mean the future harm?
When the daughter grows up and is now barren, just sit here and take this. Everybody get to have a train on her until she start pumping out kids.
So why can't you give 8 of the kids back?
Why would you? So what's a life worth?
What I'm saying
what's a life worth? So check it. I'm giving you 8 children to get my one daughter back.
Yeah.
Who I'm gonna have to reverse hypnotize or therapy already because now she don't know who any of her family.
No, she probably does because remember in season season 2 or 3 when she did see her daughter. Guess what? Her daughter remembered who
when she saw her in the box. The daughter was barely like, I vaguely remember you, and scared to death.
And that was a short amount of time that happened, so they programmed her, and all you had to do was unprogram her. So
that is no easy task.
You're talking about 8 kids who were born and bred right there in Gilead, and take them back home?
Those kids that she took, they were already the kids of the housewives, so they went to their families that had escaped outside. So they were with their blood families. So now, what's the thing? I rip you from your blood family to put you back with these people, and then when you grow up, you're going to be in that traumatic situation of you're going to get used.
Problem anymore. That's the problem of the parents who had those are their kids, right? That's their fight. That's not your fight. That's their fight.
The parents who she got killed because they were handmaids. Those were handmaids. Children. So she got them killed.
Yeah.
Right. So think about it. And I promised them before I got them killed, I was gonna get those kids free, and she did it. So why would I go back on a promise for 8 of the children so I can snag my original?
Go back on a promise? Didn't she go back on her promise when she revealed where the handmaids were located?
That wasn't no promise. That was a threat. That was a threat from her. Like, we're gonna harm your child or do whatever to this child. She may not be the ones to make it to the breeding, to the breeding stage. That was the threat, and she caved in.
Okay.
Yeah, but she knew
the same handmaids that lost their lives.
But she knew they still had some value because they all could produce, and they didn't kill them at first. They killed the guards, but they didn't kill them at first. Remember, they killed the homosexual guards who were there, like protecting them, and then to come to find out they took the wife and put her back as be a handsmaid. The little girl.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like she knew, okay, they're not going to die if I tell them on this, and we could hopefully escape again, for the story.
Anyways,
but
so
she got him killed.
I watched that pitiful ending. And again, I'm not sure if you have a season 5, I'm going to want to watch because I really don't know what it's going to be about. You done killed Fred. You took off his wedding ring. You tried to deliver his finger to the wife. I ain't got time. The baby that Serena's carrying, we already know wasn't the Commanders. It's the other dude from Canada.
The U.S. guy, the U.S. agent. Did she sleep with him? Because I was
thinking
of the vibes.
Together because the way they talking to each other seems like she probably did something. I mean, he ain't got no woman. He probably horny. He wanted some, and she was an easy mark. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I kind of implied they were going to, but then when she was like, "I'm pregnant already," and I was like, "Damn, when the hell did they get it going?" But yeah,
because think about it. The Commander Fred. When did they have time to sleep together? When were they? Because they were
What
so
do you mean?
much
No,
at odds.
when they were together, no, she fell back in line. So I don't know if he was just forcing her or whatever. When she was at home before they started making those trips, and she got him to leave, that like when they got captured, so then she had to love him up. She had to love him up at that moment. Baby, we just go get the baby and make a family again. Okay, that from that time on. Now what I don't
couldn't love you up if you chopped my finger off. I'm not loving you up.
Yeah, and then to come to find out, she wrote the rules for it. So I'm like, yo, how deep invested are you guys into this thing? She wrote the rules for the whole thing. I was like,
That's
I don't
the
know.
part that kind of messed me up because if you wrote the rules to this whole thing, y'all should be up here, but it seems like y'all are down here.
There, yep.
And I don't understand how you all who created this don't have as much power as I thought you did.
Well, you said it. Horrible writing. You can tell when people start pulling for straws.
Yeah. They had to make June a straight killer. But then how would you get rid of the wife? Because she's already crossed that line in her head. Her and then the one she really loves, the new baby's father.
Nick, she can't be with Nick. Nick is married. She can never be with Nick. Nick told her,
nope,
please be happy.
That's season 5. He can't go because they going to kill him as soon as they found out he was a traitor. As soon as they find out him and the other guy's a traitor, boom, boom, there you go.
They ain't going to find out because they had that first of all, how'd that even come together? Y'all got June acting like she pulling all the strings, and she ain't really got no power like that. So in the writing room, how did y'all make that happen? Because she really had no power. Now everybody's just going to come together so she can get her revenge?
They're basing a lot of this, a whole lot, especially previous season, was based off of sex. How horny are these people and deprived? That I fell in love with this, lady that is supposed to have children, and now I'm going to save her, or I want to do this, or I didn't like it. That was the whole get-go.
But she lost her battle. Fred, they made a deal with Fred. She lost. June doesn't have power like that.
No.
So how did she get that power?
In Canada, she has the power now because all those ladies they rescued from before and the ones who got away, they are now threats. That's why I think they're going to be some secret hit team. You understand what I'm saying? Because remember when the first lady came to the meeting, and she was the aunt, and they were like, yeah, let her stay, and they all was just angry on her. It was like, yep, now we get to when they were talking about it. Oh, we get to go find these people that got away and said they were still good people, but we know they're bad people. It's like mine hunters or the ones where they hunted down the Nazis. You know what I'm saying?
You get an F. Netflix, you get an F too, and I'm going to tell you why. I found out Grand Army was not renewed for season 2. Y'all can go straight to EHELL. What are you talking about?
Thank God.
What? I like Grand Army.
No,
no, I'm mad. I am mad.
No, thank you.
Why don't you like it?
I was done with it.
I mean, the action was good, but the script, like you said, the special effects, it was really like they just laid it down. They laid the egg. Yeah. And we discovered that it actually was purchased from WB. And I think somebody got fired because of it.
WB or CW?
WB. Warner Brothers sold that to Netflix.
CW, yeah.
They sold it to Netflix, and then I think somebody got fired over it.
Remember the frog?
The CW frog?
Yeah, remember that dance that they had when Seventh Heaven and all those shows were on?
Yep.
Sister, hey, double, double, double. I remember I had it. I should have kept it. I had the whole poster with the dance moves. I used to do it all the time. I'm so geeky. I used to do it all the time.
Look at you.
Y'all didn't do it when it was so cool.
No.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So thank you for joining us. Next week we're gonna have our own Pride flags to celebrate us as individuals. So that way we could all feel prideful about who we are and live out our truths. So again, happy Pride Month, happy Freedom Day, and feel free to enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Until next time.